Behind closed doors in Beijing, Europe and China are fighting an economic war that will reshape the global economy. Trump's shadow looms large as both sides prepare for battle. This changes everything. But this isn't about tanks or missiles. This is about $450 billion and the power to control the global economy. July 24, 2025, Beijing. What was supposed to be a celebration of 50 years of EU-China friendship has become a desperate damage control mission. Originally planned as a grand two-day summit, it's been slashed to just one day. Why? Because both sides know they're walking into a minefield. The numbers tell the story. China sells 300 billion euros more to Europe than Europe sells to China. That's not trade, that's economic domination. And now, with Trump back in the White House, threatening everyone with tariffs, Europe and China are caught in an impossible game of economic chess. Imagine if your neighbor sold you 300 billion euros worth of stuff every year, but only bought 50 billion euros back. You'd go bankrupt, right? That's exactly what's happening to Europe. Last year alone, the EU's trade deficit with China hit a staggering 300 billion euros in goods, and it's getting worse. Chinese factories flood European markets with artificially cheap products, subsidized by Beijing's state-controlled economy. European companies can't compete with prices that don't reflect real costs. It's economic warfare disguised as free trade, and Europe is losing badly. But China's nuclear option isn't military, it's geological. Beijing controls 80% of the world's rare earth minerals. These aren't just rocks, they're the building blocks of modern civilization. Your smartphone, electric car, wind turbine, military radar, all impossible without rare earths. In June, China weaponized this monopoly, restricting exports to pressure Europe. Ursula von der Leyen was furious. China is using this quasi-monopoly to undermine competitors. Here's where it gets complicated. Donald Trump is back, and he's threatening massive tariffs on everyone, including China and Europe. This creates a twisted incentive. Europe and China might need each other to survive Trump's trade war, but they also can't trust each other. European officials admit they're being very careful not to antagonize President Trump. By getting too close to China, it's like trying to date your ex while your current boyfriend watches. The result? Both sides are paralyzed, unable to cooperate or compete effectively. But there's an elephant in the room. Russia's war in Ukraine. For 3 years, Europeans have watched in horror as China enables Putin's invasion. Beijing provides 80% of the components Russia uses to build weapons. How do you negotiate trade deals with a country that's helping kill Ukrainian civilians? It's the moral dilemma that makes this summit impossible. The fight isn't just about old industries, it's about the future. And nowhere is this clearer than electric vehicles. Chinese EV companies, pumped full of state subsidies, are flooding European markets with cars that cost half what European manufacturers charge. It's not fair competition, it's industrial sabotage. Last October, the EU fought back with steep tariffs on Chinese EVs. Beijing's response? They're investigating European brandy. The future of transportation is being decided by a fight over French champagne and German sausages. While Europe and China fight, China is already winning the infrastructure game. The Peljušac Bridge in Croatia, the Hungary-Serbia Railway, Piraeus Port in Greece. Chinese companies have quietly built critical European infrastructure. These aren't just construction projects, they're strategic footholds. When you control a country's ports and railways, you control their economy. Chinese Ambassador Cai Run boasts that these projects employ 270,000 Europeans across all 27 EU countries. But at what cost? Europe is becoming dependent on Chinese infrastructure expertise. But China's most dangerous move might be in technology. While Americans and Europeans argued, China built the world's most advanced manufacturing capabilities. Chinese companies like CATL and Gotion are building battery factories across Europe. Sounds good, right? European jobs, Chinese investment? Wrong. These aren't just factories, they're Trojan horses. China is embedding itself so deeply in European supply chains that Europe can't function without Chinese technology. When the next crisis hits, who will control European industry? The answer is increasingly clear: Beijing. China's strategy isn't just about economics, it's about dividing Europe. Hungary welcomes Chinese investment while Germany worries about dependency. Greece celebrates Chinese-built ports while France demands reciprocity. Each European country thinks it can cut a better deal with China than its neighbors. They're wrong. China plays European countries against each other like chess pieces. While Europeans fight among themselves, Beijing quietly advances its economic empire. Unity is Europe's only advantage, and China is destroying it piece by piece. We might be witnessing the exact moment when Europe lost its economic sovereignty. The numbers don't lie: 300 billion euros trade deficit, 80% dependence on Chinese rare earths, Chinese control of critical infrastructure. European leaders keep talking about strategic autonomy while signing deals that make them more dependent, not less. There's a term for this in psychology: learned helplessness. You become so used to losing that you stop trying to win. Europe is choosing short-term profits over long-term survival.
But here's the moment that reveals everything.
This summit was supposed to last 2 days. It's been cut to 1. Why? Because both sides know there's nothing left to negotiate. Europe can't offer what China wants: complete market access without reciprocity. China won't give Europe what it needs: fair trade and respect for rules. So they'll sit in a room for 8 hours, shake hands for the cameras, and issue a meaningless joint statement about climate cooperation. The real decision was made years ago. Europe chose to become China's economic colony. This summit isn't about negotiation, it's about managing the surrender. So what does this mean for you? If you live in Europe, your economic future is increasingly controlled by Beijing. If you live anywhere else, watch closely, you might be next. The EU-China summit happening right now isn't just about trade deals, it's about whether democratic economies can compete with authoritarian capitalism. So far, the answer is no. China plays by different rules: state subsidies, forced technology transfer, economic coercion. Europe plays by rules that no longer exist. But history isn't over. Economics isn't destiny. If enough people understand what's happening, democratic countries can still choose a different path. What path will you choose? Let me know in the comments. And if this video opened your eyes to the economic war happening right now, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to see the truth. Because the next phase of this war is coming, and we all need to be ready.